now you've had a chance to sort of reflect and look back on Tuesday night's game, how does that feel? Does it still feel the same as it did full time?
Yeah, it doesn't get any better. I think the difference now is it's Thursday and we're on to Wrexham now. We've had a spell of sulking and I thought about it a lot yesterday. Watched both halves again, and there's a lot of stuff we did well. The stuff we didn't do so well, we've worked on today. And obviously, we've had a look at the goal, and it's just little split-second decisions that can cost you at times, and that's all it was. Just a little split-second decision and how it fell to him. We had a number of balls into the box that didn't fall to us on Tuesday night, and the one that really mattered fell to one of the most prolific strikers in the league. So yeah, we're disappointed, but we didn't do a lot wrong. I think all the fans that were there will echo that, and we've still got a lot of confidence going into Saturday. But it's another run of games now where we're playing teams in and around us. So if we can get another run going like we've just been on, we'll also be able to start climbing again, because we're still there or thereabouts.
Have you seen a response from your players in training and maybe in the dressing room as well?
I always do, yeah. I always see a response from on the training pitch. The lads that haven't played are eager to get back in, and they'll give me a selection headache again for Saturday, which is great. As I said, we've worked on a number of things this morning that we feel we could have done better. We've lost 5 games 1-0 this season, and that's tough to take, because none of the teams have dominated us. We've always been in the game, but the games where we haven't scored goals, we've lost, and we need to address that. And even three of those 5 would have us further up the table. So, but all today's been about is being positive and getting back on track and getting back to Saturday and getting the energy levels back so we can go again. Because, as I said before, we've got a really tough run of games. Take the FA Cup out of the equation in the league. We've got Sutton, we've got Barrow, Barnet, we've got Leyton Orient coming up in the next few weeks. Tough trip to Maidstone. So we need to be right back on song, and as I say, if we can get points against the teams around us, it'll be good for us. It'll put Sutton a little way behind us, and it'll get us beyond, hopefully, beyond sort of Orient teams like that. So it's a really important month.
Is it? Are you approaching it the same as any other game, or does Tuesday night sort of late result give you that added motivation?
Yeah, we want to try and win every game, but we know that. Every little thing has to, we have to cross every T and dot every I, and we have to pay attention to every little detail. And that's all the messages have been today. Just those little details that could end up being costly. And with the ball, just that little bit better decision with the ball, that little bit of a better run, a little bit more care on the pass. And we could have been going into the last sort of to the 90th minute the other night, a goal up or 2 goals up, because it wasn't beyond us, with a bit more luck from the referee as well. But that's gone. We didn't do an awful lot wrong, and we'll take all the positives out of it and put it into Saturday now.
Wrexham unbeaten at home this season. What do you think? What's your assessment of them, and what do you think the key will be to beat them?
Wrexham are a really well organised, tough side to play against. They always have been. They're the same this season, but as we've proved here, records are there to be broken. We had a record that we didn't want to get at the start of the season. We were the first team that Braintree got a win against. So, I doubt they're going to go through the whole season unbeaten at home. So we've got to believe it can end with us on Saturday.
It's a big crowd, nice stadium. That seemed to bode well for you in the past. Does it give you confidence?
Yeah, it's a proper football club. I've always enjoyed going there when I was at Macclesfield. Never been there with Gateshead yet, but always got positive results as well. So it can be done. And as I say, our lads will be going there full of confidence.
You've touched on it a few times already, sort of Wrexham, Sutton, Barnet, Solihull, Orient, all in the next sort of month. Does it have a sort of season-defining feel to it almost?
It could do. Yeah, it could do. I don't want to over-dramatise it, and I don't want to put too much pressure on the lads. But I've told them today that the results coming up, certainly before this side of Christmas, could have a massive impact on the season. But we can only take one game at a time. We can only concentrate on Wrexham at the moment, and I'll say the same to you when I speak to you next week about the next game. So I know, pulling out all the cliches, but it is true. It's not until you actually put yourself in the position where you're managing to actually realise that it's as simple as that. All we can do now is concentrate on how do we beat Wrexham on Saturday.
Fitness-wise, how's everyone looking?
Everyone's trained today. Everybody's back and as I say, chomping at the bit. There's a couple of lads just feeling a little bit of sort of fatigue. Lads that have been out. You know, Luke's came straight back into his first 90 minutes. Scotty Barrow, it might be catching up with him a little bit, the amount of time he's had off, and then playing a lot of 90 minutes in a row. You know, Mike's played probably more football this season in the last sort of month than he has done in probably 2 years. So we just got to manage those people and make sure, as I said before, make sure that everybody's as fit as they can be for Saturday.
Striker-wise, you've got sort of 3 informed strikers. Does it make things tough in terms of selecting a team?
It does, because the system we play, or the system we have been playing, you know, there's no guarantee we'll play that way on Saturday, but the system we have been playing lends itself to 2 strikers. More, you know, it's better to do it that way. In an ideal world, you'd have all 3 on the pitch, and if we decide to play with 3 up front, you could maybe do that. But I think when you play 3 up front, you usually have to have at least one of the 3 that are naturally sort of going to go wide and give yourself some width. Whereas our lads are all 3 central strikers, so it is tough. They understand the position. You know, Scotty, I had a chat with Scotty before the game. Fylde, I made him understand what, you know, the reason we're doing it, the fact that we're trying to keep it as fresh as possible, and we'll rotate it like that until such a time where it's, you know, somebody makes it almost impossible for me not to play them. And at the moment, you know, they're all doing as well as each other.